Music station, Channel 94.1. It is Corey, Big Party Morning Show hanging out. Big Party Jeff DeGan and Molly. And I would like to welcome our very special guest to the Channel 94.1 studios, Lady Gaga.
Hey, Corey.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? What brings you to Nebraska this visit?
Well, I shot my new music video here.
That's right, for
in
you
Springfield.
and I.
How hot was it when you were out there? Oh, my God.
I've got to tell you, I don't think, as much as I've traveled, I don't think there's anything hotter than being in a cornfield in Nebraska.
You know, it's funny because there are people that were actually, we got emails that were waiting outside in the cornfield for up to 24 hours just to see a glimpse of you.
It was so sweet because, I looked out at first in the corn. It's so beautiful, that tall corn. I mean, it really has a life of its own. And I was looking out into the distance, and it was all green just for miles and miles. And then all of a sudden, you started to see these cute little monsters popping up in these little clusters. I said, children of the corn is real now. It's monsters of the corn.
We got Lady Gaga in studio live. Well, welcome back to Omaha. We just got to hit a couple things real fast. Luke Carl, you guys back together? What's the deal with that?
Well,
because you're back in town.
I don't talk about that stuff, but I will say that I've written a lot of music about him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like your muse. He's like
yes, for many years.
I just didn't know, since you're back, if maybe you had a friend with you while you were visiting.
Well, I've got tons of friends here in Nebraska, so it's been really nice to see them. We had a barbecue the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Fun.
Yeah,
Budweiser only. All the light beer was hidden away.
Oh, yeah.
And I had pulled pork sandwiches and passed out. I said you all drugged me.
Yeah.
With that pulled pork.
I can't believe you ate pulled. I mean, you're such a tiny little thing. I mean, it's like, God bless you for eating pulled pork. I love it.
Well, it was sort of like, when you feed a baby formula and then they pass out. That's kind of what it was like. It was instantaneous. I needed a nap.
We got Lady Gaga on Channel 94.1. Let's see. You were back in town this Christmas for a little while. How long were you in town for when you were back here? Back in December?
When I come back here?
Yeah.
Well, gosh, I think I'll be back in December to do some shows.
Okay.
But I'm going to be traveling and performing, and hopefully you'll be playing my Nebraska theme song.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love
Great
this place
song.
so much. And it really comes from a genuine place. The person who I wrote the song about has been my buddy and best friend since I was 19 years old. So, and he's from
funny.
here. So it really comes from a real place, and I love this state so much.
And you give a really cool kind of tribute to Nebraska at the end of the song. Is there anything that sticks out from your guy that about Nebraska? Is there any kind of quality that makes him stick out? Your sweet Nebraska guy.
Well, actually, what some people don't know about me is that my mom and her whole family's from West Virginia.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I feel a lot of similarities and sort of the warmth and the hospitality of all my friends here in Nebraska. So I guess the song sort of comes from a place of me not just loving this state, but loving the people that come from here and feeling a connection between Nebraska and my family back in West Virginia.
Oh, very nice.
That's so sweet. Well, you caused quite a stir the last week. You were out there filming, but then the house that they're building that they attributed to you.
Have you heard about that at
Have
all
you heard
yet?
about this at all?
There's a
No.
rumor saying that there's a house that you're actually moving to Omaha.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's not true.
It's funny because people
Whoever's
have been,
building that house, that poor guy,
I
he
know.
must just be so mad.
people
They
have
are.
been going through his house and everything thinking it's your house.
Oh,
They're
no.
And the guy's like, please, just let me live.
No, I'm just a wandering artistic vagabond.
Beautiful.
Because it's got a 15-car garage.
If
and
anything,
it's-
you'll see me in a tent with my dress on in the middle of the corn somewhere.
Oh, very nice.
You picked the absolute hottest week to come to Nebraska to film your video. I saw a picture on the internet last week of you running down a gravel road, near Springfield or whatever, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for her right now because this is the hottest week you could possibly be in this part of the state. And then last time you were here, it was the coldest point you could possibly be in Nebraska. Sometime you got to come back in fall, because we do have actually comfortable temperatures here, believe it or
Well,
not.
it was actually kind of perfect the way it all worked out because the premise of the video is that I've walked all the way from New York City to Nebraska to get him back. So, and I'm walking with no luggage, no nothing. It's just me, and my ankles are kind of bleeding a little bit, and there's grass stuck in my shoes, and I've got this outfit on, and it's a real sort of New York clothing. It's kind of woolly, and I'm sprinting down.
So you're
this
actually feeling the pain as you're
yeah,
filming
and
this video.
and you know, the idea that when you're away from someone that you love, that it's torture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really is. It's a very powerful and awful and strange feeling when you're away from the person that you love. And I knew that I wanted the video to be about me sprinting back and walking hundreds of thousands of miles to get him back.
We're all still looking for that woman that would actually sprint across the street for us out of love.
Well, I'm that woman.
That's good. Lady Gaga, what do you...
I'll do anything
yeah?
for a pulled pork sandwich
Yeah.
and corn on the cob.
Where do you get your outfits from?
All over. Some are from, you know, friends of mine that are designers that have been around for a long time. But I also like to wear a lot of really young designers who haven't had the spotlight on them yet. And I try to find young talent and wear as much of it as I can.
Oh, very nice. Very
Do you ever just
supportive
have a
there, so
day
good.
where it's seriously just like, I just want to put sweats on? Like, I want to wear flats and sweats and hide and put my hair in a scrunchie and just hide.
Well, there's nothing wrong with scrunchies.
Absolutely. I'm wearing one right now.
Well, I will say that during the barbecue, I wore a Huskers T-shirt. So,
Did you really?
Yes. So I guess that's about as casual I get.
All right, we got Lady Gaga in studio live. Lady Gaga, thanks so much for coming in. We're not getting rid of you yet. Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, that was really tragic.
What about that?
Oh, I'm
Well, have you ever had a
devastated.
chance to meet her?
No, I never got to meet her. I think sometimes we were in the same place, but gosh, I'm real devastated about it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are both Grammy winners, female pop artists, and
It's not really that. I just I really remember being in New York, and I was with Lady Starlight, who's also friends with a lot of the people I know here in Nebraska, and she and I were in Duane Reade
Okay.
in New York City. We were
Yep.
shopping for eyelashes and glue,
Like you do.
like
At
you
Duane,
do.
At Duane Reade.
There's no Avon ladies in New York.
Uh,
You know, I just remember I saw her on the cover of Rolling Stone, and it was her first cover. And I always felt, you know, kind of like an outsider in pop music and, you know, just from high school. And I remember she looked over at me and she said, if she can do it, you can do it.
oh, wow.
And so I always felt like Amy had opened a door for girls like me who didn't fit that exact, you know, real pop mold and real wholesome. She was really special. And,
Yeah, she was.
And
It's
she's going to be greatly missed.
Yeah, she was. It's tragic to hear that. I couldn't even believe it. You know, it just seemed like you know, that maybe other people could help her a little bit more so,
I don't know.
you know. So, all right, I'm bringing down the room just a tiny bit.
It's okay. It's okay to mourn.
now the Lady Gaga. I know you're a fan of Queen. I would assume.
Oh, yes.
Is
Big
that
fan. Actually,
Accurately with the Radio Gaga.
you and I, Brian May from
Yeah.
Queen, he's playing the guitar on that
Is he?
song.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
So that's got to be fun.
Yes, and Mutt Lang, who was such a funny story. Actually, Mutt, who I'm a huge fan of, I didn't know who should produce the song, and I, you know, wrote it on my parents' piano back in New York, real sad one day, and actually recorded the vocals here in Nebraska at a local studio, where a bunch of my friends' bands all record their music. And I just remember the people I work with at Interscope were saying, so who do you want to produce this song? And I kept saying, I think maybe I'll do it, but I don't really know. I feel like it needs someone who really has been around for a long time who can translate the soulfulness of the record. So I said, well, my real dream would be Mutt Lang. And I called him up, and he was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And he was so nice and so sweet, and he loved the song so, so much. And I just remember he said, oh, well, I'm just sent you a demo over, and you can check it out, but there's no guitars on it yet. So, you know, if you could just take a listen, see if you like it. And my guitar player, Brian, is coming in later this week to finish it up, and I'll now send that back over to you, see what you're thinking. So I got off the phone, and I asked my manager, I said, could you just do me a favor and find out the last name of that Brian that he was talking about? And she looked over at me and she said, it's, let me see, emails, BlackBerry, it's Brian May. And I put my shoes on and I ran all around that arena. I just remember, I forget where we were, I think.
Yeah.
And I just remember I ran all around the arena, clear all the way around. I just was screaming, Brian May's on my song! Brian May's on my song! I was so happy.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We're going to play this song right here, You and I. Is that okay?
Yeah, please. I'd love
All right.
to. I can't wait to hear it on the radio.
Oh, sounds
My
great.
first time.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
This is Lady Gaga's brand new It's You and I on Channel 94.1.
Omaha's #1 hit music station, Channel 94.1. It's Corey along with the Big Party Morning Show, and that's brand new music from Lady Gaga, You and I. Lady Gaga live in the
Very
studio.
Hey, sounds so good on the radio.
I love that. I love that that is so cool to witness you, like, just getting super excited and stoked about hearing a song of yours for the first time on the radio. This is the first time you've heard that song on the radio?
Yeah, very first time.
I mean, all the songs you've had on the radio, and you're just still so excited about it the first time. That's really cool.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome.
I
Right
don't
here.
think you probably ever get tired of that first time. Of
Oh,
like, I mean,
that.
every time it's like, oh my God, that's me.
Well, maybe some people do, but not me. I mean, I worked so hard. I played in bars since I was a kid and wrote music by myself in my apartment. Had 3 waitressing jobs, you know, hostess, coat lady, you name it. I was doing it. And, you know, just to hear a song, anything I've written on the radio, really, whether it's by me or, you know, it's music I've written for other artists, it always gives me that rush and such a sense of happiness and accomplishment for my family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that you still appreciate it, too, through your whole journey and everything like that.
Yeah.
Of course
I know.
do.
You
That's
know.
one of the things that I love about you, and I think all the monsters love about you. You're just always so gracious and humble, and even though like you're like this international sensation, you're still so. I mean, my gosh.
Well,
that's
did you see them
great.
outside?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, they're out there every morning
what's
when
not
we
to
come
love?
in.
Did you
Yeah.
see all the?
That's for us.
Did
We
you see
regularly
all
have
those?
that.
Sorry to steal your
No,
thunder.
that's awesome. You have to understand too. Nebraskans
Yeah.
love it when we get mentioned. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're saying, you know, raise a glass for Nebraska. I mean, this state, we still get so excited anytime anyone mentions us. And we tell
Absolutely.
It's a
each other,
huge
we're like,
deal.
She said
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Well, it's so weird too because I actually am a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, and he had a tremendous influence on me since I was a kid. Because my dad was from Jersey
Yeah.
and was a huge Bruce fan. And actually, Clarence Clemens from
Yeah.
the E Street Band,
So sad.
he played on The Edge of Glory, and he played on Hair too, which is on the album. And God bless him, he's not
Oh, yeah.
he's not here anymore. But so anyway, Bruce had an album
Right.
called Nebraska, and it just so happens that the guy I wrote the song about is from Nebraska. So it was just kind of this weird
Do you ever have to-
spiritual destiny.
Do you ever have to keep Luke in check? Like, hey, dude.
No, he's my buddy.
Okay.
He's my buddy.
How excited is he to have a song
Yeah,
about
I
him on the
know.
radio? My God.
He's had about 8 #1s about him
was
on the
gonna say,
radio,
I
so
know.
I'm sure he's pretty happy.
Yeah, I'll bet.
he
Gaga,
never
hey,
gets tired of hearing it.
Elton John, are you still in contact? You're his the godmother of his child,
Yes,
right?
I am.
Wow, how exciting was that to get this? How did he ask you?
Oh, I just feel really honored. That's all. You know,
Okay.
I don't really talk about it because it's like personal
That's his
family.
Yeah, that's so
personal stuff.
private.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, you bet.
Sorry.
Now, would you ever let a particular like song or sound define you, or are you just kind of ever moving?
No, I mean, I think that's part of what is so different about this record that I made, Born This Way. It's sonically really pushing the boundaries for me as an artist and for pop music. You and I is a pop song, but there's some real sort of blues rock and honky tonk going on in that record, and it's also a little bit electronic with that bass line. It's sort of marrying all those different elements, and on the album, The Edge of Glory's got a tremendous rock and roll spirit to it, but it's also a dance record. Judas has a little bit of a metal vibe to it, kind of almost like a Priest vibe.
Yeah.
And then with Born This Way, you've got sort of an early '90s little R&B church vibe. So it's kind of got all sorts of different things going on.
We just had a whole long week of shows in Omaha for the first time, the Red Sky Music Festival. We could have used you on Saturday.
Absolutely.
We really could have used you.
Yes.
I saw that on the TV.
Yes.
It looked like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I used to be a festival girl.
Oh, did you? You went to all the festivals?
Oh,
and-
I had long black hair and flowers in my hair, and I was dancing barefoot, listening to Rilo Kiley. And
I've seen the
Oh,
pictures
yeah.
of you with the long hair. You look beautiful.
I was worshiping Jenny Lewis from afar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
Lady
was me.
Gaga, we want to say thank you so much for taking the time out for Omaha and for Channel 94.1 today. We really appreciate you coming in here.
Oh,
But
thank you.
Real fast, we got people all over the world listening right now. You can just say hi to everyone right there now in the audience in Omaha.
Well, I just want to thank everyone in Omaha for so much for welcoming me, and your hospitality has been so wonderful. It was such a pleasure shooting my music video here, and I really I meant every word that I said when I said there's something about this place. There really is something about Nebraska. So thanks for having me, and I love you, all my Nebraska monsters.
Oh, thank you.
Lady
All right,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and best of luck.